A slightly different trig question now. Now we've got three sides of a triangle involved in the question and only one angle. That tells us that we're going to require the cosine rule. So the cosine rule says that x squared, in this case the side length opposite the angle we know, is equal to the squares of the other two sides added together. So you see, looking like Pythagoras' theorem at the moment. However, there's this adjustment factor because we do not have a right angle here. If we just have a quick look at this, we know that cos of 90 is 0. That's why this term doesn't appear in Pythagoras' theorem. In that case, if we use the cosine rule on a right angle triangle, this would be 0, so this whole term would disappear. So this is our cosine rule. The side length opposite the angle you know, squared, is equal to sum of the other two sides minus 2 lots of those sides multiplied together times cos of the angle. Okay, so let's actually work this one out now. So we reach for our calculator and we can just put all of this in at once. So we've got 12 squared plus 14 squared minus 2 times 12 times 14 cos of 130. That gives us 556, let's call that. One thing that you can do, people can look at that answer and think, oh, that seems a bit big, because they forget to square root it. So we square root our answer, 23.58. That seems reasonable. That opposite side should always be less than those two sides added together, otherwise they couldn't form a triangle. That's just a nice way to check for calculation errors. Okay, so we've done all of our work. That is the final answer. I'm just going to adapt this question ever so slightly so we can work through the other scenario, which is where we don't know the angle, but we do know this side length. So let's just put this in now as 6. Let's have a completely different triangle. I know it wouldn't really look like this, so in fact let's call it 16, so that we do have the longest side represented in the diagram. So we're going to do exactly the same formula. The side opposite the unknown angle, squared. Sum of those two squared, minus 2 lots of the product of those, cos, but this time we don't know our angle. So let's put this in. So we're going to have 16 squared, which is 256, I think, minus is equal to 144 minus, plus, sorry, 196 minus 2 times 12 times 14, 336 cos theta. Now we just need to get cos theta by itself, so adding this over to that side, those two added together, 144 plus 196 minus the 256 gives us 84. And now we don't need to write the line out again. Let's just divide through by 336. Theta is going to equal inverse cos of that. So if I do inverse cos of our answer divided by 336, I get an angle of 75.52 degrees. We've found our unknown angle.